Hey guys, this is Samir for Digit.in and today we're going to review the LeEco Le Max smartphone. Now, Chinese ecosystem player LeEco entered India with two smartphones, the Le1S, which is of course targeted at the about 10,000 rupee price range, and the Le Max. Now, the company's goal is to deliver great content to you on a mobile device, and for that you will notice that the Le Max has a large, great display and some powerful hardware under the hood. But should it deserve your attention? Well, we're about to find out. Kicking things off with the build and design, the Le Max has a gigantic 6.33-inch display. There were times during the review when I had slight pains in my thumbs from holding the phone in my hand for too long. It makes smartphones like the Samsung Galaxy Note 5 and even the iPhone 6s Plus look small in front of it. Having said that, LeEco has done an admirable job in keeping the bezel slim and controlling the overall dimensions of the phone, which gives it an eye-catching quality. The phone measures 8.6 mm, is quite thick, and overall the device is quite unwieldy. It also weighs 204 grams, which is much higher than the established industry standard for today. Now, despite the smartphone being really big, I mean, that's something that we can really deal with out here at Digit. But what is a little disappointing about the smartphone is that despite having a metal build, it still looks a little plasticky when you compare it to smartphones like the Nexus 6P or the HTC A9. Moving on to the display, the 6.33-inch display comes with a QHD resolution of 2560 by 1440 pixels. While the 464 ppi pixel density is lower than devices like the Samsung Galaxy Note 5 and the Galaxy S6, it doesn't make much of a difference. The Le Max has a really sharp display and displays colors just the way most like it. It's slightly warm, which is what most users seem to prefer today. Like the LE1S, the display is dimmer than its competition, but unless you're under really harsh sunlight, it won't matter either. So overall, we'd like to say that the Le Max has a great display even though it doesn't have the highest pixel density in its class. Like many other things about the Le Max, the Snapdragon 810 also serves a very definitive purpose, and that is to power everything LeEco has planned for this device. We've seen LeEco smartphones in China and can confirm that the most important part of its EUI is missing in the phone right now. The company provides two screens on its phones called the Le View and the Le Live, which deliver content from its delivery network directly to the phones. You see why the gigantic screen and Snapdragon 810 are needed now, don't you? LeEco's EUI offers about 2 GB of free RAM of the total 4 GB right now, but with those two screens added, the story will change. These screens work a lot like BlinkFeed and Flipboard, but deliver audio, video, movies, etc. instead of text and social networks. For regular apps and gaming, the Snapdragon 810 performs well, and the Le Max performance is the same in league of other flagship smartphones today. That said, we have seen better and smoother performance from devices like the Nexus 6P, Moto X Force, and a few others. The Le Max's performance is also complemented by enhancements for audio through what LeEco calls Le Hi-Fi and Dolby Audio for video playback. While it doesn't quite deliver audiophile grade results, it's loud and better than many of its competitors. That again makes sense when you consider the content-centric approach of the phone. Moving to the battery life of the device, it's not bad, but we do think it would have been possible to fit a bigger battery given the phone's design. Companies like Xiaomi have packed bigger batteries in devices half this size after all. The Le Max has a 3400 mAh battery, which lasts pretty much for a full day with reasonable amount of usage. But perhaps a bigger battery pack combined with the same software enhancements that are currently used would have resulted in better battery life. So on a regular work day that involves about 10 to 12 phone calls, some messaging, social media, a little bit of gaming, average work thrown into the mix, the phone will last you for about one day. You will need to plug it in at the end of the day or the beginning of the next day depending on your use, so you can trust the smartphone to give you about 1 day's usage. The Le Max comes with a 21 megapixel Sony IMX230 sensor and can take satisfactory shots under outdoor and brightly lit conditions. Optical image stabilization also helps in shooting steady videos, but the camera does take time to focus. While the Le Max has a satisfactory camera, it doesn't match up to market standards. In low lit conditions and under fluorescent indoor lights, the phone is nowhere close to being as good as the Nexus 6P. It's slightly ahead of the HTC One A9, but it's definitely not a camera that we're used to seeing on the flagship smartphones today. So from our review right now, it should be abundantly clear to you that the LE Max is a smartphone worth considering. Of course, it has a subpar camera when compared to its competition. That isn't the reason you're going to buy this smartphone. If you are someone who's hardcore into content consumption, you need to know that LeEco is partnering with some local service providers to get you some great content on their smartphones, which will of course be a USP to purchase an LeEco smartphone. But if you're someone that's happy with the current ecosystem of content consumption that is available in India, and you're okay with YouTube, Netflix, Spool and the other apps that are available on Android, iOS, any other platform, then you have a lot of smartphones to consider. This of course can be one of them, considering the display size and the fact that it's great for content consumption. If you however have needs which involve a better camera or better battery life or anything else, then we recommend you take a look at your options before investing. As always, you can also always let us know what you thought of this review in the comment section below. You can also ask us questions about this smartphone and we'll do our best to answer them. If you like this review, hit the like button, and as always, to see more videos like this, you can subscribe to the Digit YouTube channel.